Hello everyone, welcome to SciMaths. I am your math companion Loknath Kundu. So, in the previous lectures, we already discussed about set theory, construction of natural number, then relation and equivalence relation. So, today we are going to study about the totally ordered set, and then construction of Z and the rational numbers step by step. Okay. So, our study plan is first we see what is totally ordered set, right? Then we see how to construct the set, that is my Z and Q. We already know the description of Z and Q, so we'll do it step by step. First, totally ordered set. So to understand totally ordered set on a set X, we have to study partially ordered set. So let's start with partially ordered set. Partially ordered set. Let A be any set and less than equal to is a relation on A. Now this relation is said to be partially ordered, or A less than equal to together is said to be partially ordered set. A is said to be partially ordered set if, or in short, POSET, partially ordered set, POSET, if this relation is reflexive. That is A less than equals to A for all A belongs to A. Then is antisymmetric. Antisymmetric. That is A less than equals to B, A less than equals to B, and B less than equals to A. That imply A equals to B. It is my antisymmetric relation. Third relation is A should satisfy transitivity. Is transitive. Transitive. That is A less than equals to B, and if B less than equals to C implies what they A less than equals to C for A, B, C belongs to A. If these three conditions satisfy by the relation less than equals to, then this relation is said to be partially ordered relation. Partially ordered relation. Fine, fine. And the set together with the relation is said to be POSET. That is partially ordered set. Fine. Now, what is totally ordered set, right? totally ordered set. I will come to the examples after this definition. Okay, totally ordered set. So first of all, we have a partially ordered set A less than equals to, we have, sorry, A less than equals to a poset. Fine. Now this poset is said to be an totally ordered set if A less than equals to is said to be totally ordered set if for any A and B belongs to a either A is less than equals to B or B is less than equals to A. This holds for every pair of elements. Then we say a poset is totally ordered set. Fine. Now, if you see natural number with respect to the relation less than equals to, it is partially ordered. Yes, it is partially ordered. It is easy to check, and it is also totally ordered. First of all, it is a poset. So we have an example of poset, and then it is also a totally ordered set. Wait. Fine. Now, what is chain? What is chain? Okay. A totally ordered subset of a partially ordered set is said to be a chain. So, formally, a totally ordered subset of a partially ordered set is said to be a chain. So there is a condition, right? So there are some example which is a chain, there are some example which is not a chain. So let's do the both type of examples. Okay, fine. Now consider the set A equals to 1, 2, 3. Then we already see our one of the axiom, that is on which, based on which we construct natural number, right? So that is axiom 2, existence of power set. So power set of A is my this set 5, 1 singleton set, 1 singleton set, 2 singleton set, 3, then 1 2, sorry, 1 2, 1 3, 2 3, and then A, right? Now consider two subsets. Now first of all, this PA with the relation inclusion relation is a poset. It is easy to check. Okay, we can check it easily. Poset. Okay, fine. Now consider two subsets of power set of A. That is, one is C. If I consider the set as phi 1, 1 2, and then A. My claim is it is a totally ordered set, or it is a chain, because it is a totally ordered subset of a partially ordered set. That is why it is a chain. Claim C is chain. How to see? First of all, I have to take any two elements if they are either one of them. If you take any two, suppose X and Y I take from C, then either X subset Y or Y subset X. It is holds, right? Very much clear from the construction of C. So C is a chain. This is the definition. Sorry, this is the condition that should hold for C is a chain. So C is a chain. We can see it. Now, if we consider the set C prime as phi 1, 2, 2, 3, and then A. My claim is it is not a chain. It is not a chain. I left this proof as an exercise for you people, and it is very easy to see it is not a chain. Okay, fine, it is not a chain. Now the natural question is why we study this type of things, partially ordered set or equivalent set or totally ordered set. So the first importance of equivalent set comes when you see that in the construction of Z it is based on the equivalent set only. And if we study more and more mathematics, then the partially ordered set and totally ordered set come more often. In the sense of Jones lemma, both these partially ordered set and totally ordered set comes more often. Okay, so the first you can say an application of equivalence set we will see in the construction of Z, natural number. So what is natural number? The construction of natural number. First I write it as properly. Construction, sorry, of integer. Construction of integers number. So first, what is our integer number set? We denote integer number set by Z, and it is the collection of 0 plus minus 1 plus minus 2 and so on, right? So we want to construct this set by set theoretic method. Okay, so we will use the equivalence relation and the equivalence set concept to construct this Z. Okay, let's start how to construct that. Okay, now we know we have a set already, we have constructed that is my natural number, fine. So now we take natural number, Cartesian product with natural number, fine. This is my set A. Okay, for instance, now I am defining a relation R is a relation on A defined as A comma B are related to C comma D if B minus A is equal to D minus C. Now, you can question me, sir, is minus well defined on natural number? I will say no, because we all know if we take 2 minus 1, that is my 1, that is belongs to natural number. If we take 1 minus 2, that is minus 1, that does not belongs to natural number. So the minus operation or subtraction operation is not well defined on the natural numbers. Fine. But what can we do for this pair A comma B? I can do A minus B or B minus A. One of them is positive, right? So I will take that positive one. So without loss of generality, I am taking B minus A is positive. Otherwise, I can, if B minus is negative, then I can take A minus B. So there is no harm to take B minus A. Okay, fine. So without loss of generality, we take B minus A here, and similarly C minus D minus C. Fine. And it is easy to check that this relation R is an equivalence relation. On A. Now, one thing, if you observe carefully, what did we do here? The subtraction operation is not well defined. So somehow we want to define this subtraction operation on these natural numbers in a manner such that we can, I want to say that I want to define the subtraction operation on n, because subtraction operation is well defined in Z, in the natural and integer number, but it is not well defined in natural number. So I just want to impose this subtraction operation. You can say by force or anything else. I just want to do subtraction in natural number, and from that I want to form this integer number. Am I clear? This thing is not well defined. On natural number, because this thing can happen, but somehow I want to define as this is well defined on Z, is well defined on Z. So this is the key row. The subtraction is playing the key role. Subtraction is playing the key role, making of Z the integers number, and this relation, okay, this relation is an equivalence relation. So we know it will partition the set n cross n. Now if we take AB, then equivalence set of AB is my A plus K comma B plus K, where K belongs to natural number. Now the set S is the collection of all this type of equivalence set. Okay, where A, B belongs to my natural number. My claim is that S is my Z set. Okay, you will question me why. If I corresponds -1 in terms of this equivalence class, then you will believe me, right? And then you can construct all the negative numbers in the same way. So I am defining the equivalence class 2 1 is my -1. Why? Because if I take b minus a, then it is my 1 minus 2, that is -1, right? So this equivalence class is represented by is same as the -1 number, and we can represent 2 1 by -1. So in that way we can construct every negative integer. Okay, so now one can question me, sir, what is zero representation? Zero representation very easy. You can take 1 comma 1, that is zero representation. It is my -1 representation. What is -2 representation? Then it is my zero representation. What is 2 representation? That is 3 1. It is my -2 representation. What is +1 representation, right? That is +1 representation. Is it clear? The construction of Z? I think it is very much clear. So when I will come to the chapter function, we will study about the bijective function. Then in that chapter it is more clear to us that the set S and the set Z has a bijective correspondence. We can talk about more clearly at that time that these sets are bijective, and that's why they are same as a set sense. Okay, so now for the instance we can convince ourselves that S is my Z set, because every possible negative integer, every possible, don't say negative, every possible integer can be represented by this type of equivalence classes. Fine, na? So the construction of Z is now clear to us. Now I am asking few questions to you. Is Z a partially ordered set? Is Z a totally ordered set? With respect to the relation, I have to mention the relation here, the usual less than equals to relation. Okay, now what are the operation then I can do easily on Z? Plus operation now well defined, minus operation now, multiplication operation is now, the division operation is well defined. Is division operation well defined? On Z? If you divide 3 by 5, is it an integer? No. So the division operation is not well defined on Z. Well defined means if I take two elements from Z and if we do the operation on those two elements of Z, and in the resultant if I get an integer, then it is well defined, otherwise not. That is the sense of well definedness here. Okay, so 3/5 is not an integer, that is why it is not an well defined operation. So division is not a well defined operation. Previously we see the subtraction give the construction or is the base for the construction of Z. So division, yes, division is the base for the construction of Q. Fine. So what is the Q set here? We know as a set Q is my P over Q. PQ belongs to Z and Q not equals to 0. This is my set, right, as Q. So I want to construct this set. So P over Q, I can think it as P comma Q, right? So they are both belongs to Z. So Z and Q belongs to Z minus 0. Fine. So I know now what is my basic set, that is my Z cross Z minus 0 set. I have to define a relation on this set. So consider the set Z. Now the question is, what are we going to do, right? I didn't write it clearly. So I want to do the construction of the set Q. This is my motive. Okay, fine. Fine now. So I will do step by step. So I already see what is my set here. My set is Z cross Z minus 0. My relation is, if I take, I want to define division, right? So I already told you I can think A over B as A comma B. Fine. So if I take A comma B and a relation R on A defined as A comma B is R related to C comma D. Now A comma B is R related to C comma D. If I take, that is equal when AD equals to BC. So I want to define this relation because I want to define the division in the set of Z. So A over B. So I want the division gives me an unique number. A over B will be an unique number. So A over B gives me two numbers, A over B and C over D. Then they should be equal, right? In the common sense. If they are equal, then this should happen. So I am defining this relation here. AD, if AD, sorry. If A comma B are related to C comma D, then sorry, I didn't write it correctly. I just want to say R is a relation defined on the set A as A comma B are related to C comma D if they are, so sorry, if AD equals to BC. This is my relation. Now you can easily check R is an equivalence relation. Relation on the set A. So I can collect all the equivalence classes, right? Like previously. So S is the collection of all equivalence classes. A comma B belongs to A set. What is my A set? Don't confuse it. A is my this set. So S is my this set. So every equivalence class now corresponds to A comma B elements. So S is actually my Q set. Fine. So the construction of Q is complete. Now you see where the equivalence classes equivalence relation are used, right? It is very important. Similarly, when we go to the deeper of this subject, we will see the use of partially ordered set, totally ordered set. And I told you, as I told you, John's lemma. It is a very beautiful lemma. If you want to apply this lemma or want to study this lemma, if you want to apply this lemma to get some results, you need a partially ordered set. Okay, so believe me, these concepts are basics, the conception are basics, but very useful. So right now I am signing off today. Thank you very much, and I am waiting for your suggestion, comments. Whatever the suggestion, you can directly mail me or you can comment me in the comment section. Okay, thank you very much.